Tiga.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon everyone. So we are from the group 1. So we are going to tell you about the elements of poetry. So the member of our group, the first one is me, Rafi, Firdaus, Sofyan.
Realdi, Wijaya.
Dayang, Nabyl.
Razzaq, Wisanggeni, and Cahyo Alfarizki.
Okay. Next, let's get into the basic, the core 3 element of poetry. So the first one is physical element. Then the second one is linguistic element, and the third one is sound or acoustic elements. Okay, let's get into the first one, the physical elements. So what are the elements of poetry? So it is referred to fundamental component or characteristic that contributes to the structure, style, or meaning of the poem. This element help shape how poem is crafted and experienced by the reader. So in short, it's what most important in a poetry to become a poetry itself. Next.
Okay, now I'm going to explain about the physical element of poetry. So, the physical elements of poetry are parts of a poem that affect how it looks and how it feels. These elements are important because they shape how readers experience and understand the poem. The main elements of structure and poems, or physical elements of poetry, are stanza, verse, canto, and typography. Okay, so the first one is stanza. Stanza is a set of lines that are grouped in a poem. Stanza are separated in order to divide and organize a poem. Stanzas are used by poets to influence poem structure, shape, and organization. Okay, so I'm going to explain about why stanza is important. There are 3 reasons that I'm going to explain, which is structure, organization, and shape. The first one is structure. The most fundamental reason why stanza is important in poetry is because they provide a poem structure. Every poem relies on a sort of structural framework, which is stanzas are able to create this framework by dividing lines and chunks of the word into different segments. The second one is organization. Just as the function of paragraph are used in prose to organize different topics, stanzas in poetry used for also to organize the idea within the stanza. For example, the first stanza, let's say, explore topic A, and when we want to discuss about topic B, we have to make a new stanza. Third one is shape. Some poets use stanza to create his visible shape of a poem. Lines within a stanza can utilize empty, negative space, or words to create positive space. This creates a composition that includes the overall shape of a poem. So this is the example for structure and organization, which is a poem from M.Pd. There is another stanza. So as you can see, this poem has 2 stanzas, which is in the first stanza is tell you about the beauty, beast, and the second stanza is about a peace. And this is about the shape. Easter Wings by George Herman, which is the poem create a lines that shape literal wings. The next material will be explained by Nasreen.
Next is verse. Verse is in poetry is like a foundation or building block of a poem. It can be a single line or a group of lines that together make up a meaningful unit. Think of it as a sentence in prose, but instead just delivering information. It often has rhythm and can rhyme. The types of verse, there is two types, free types, and blank verse. In free verse, poets are not bound by traditional rules like rhythm, rhyme, scheme, or strict rhythms. The lines flow freely, allowing thought and emotions to come out naturally without the limitation of a set structure. An example of free verse is Carl Sandburg work on name of book. When the lines have no fixed rhyme or rhythm, but the imagery is powerful. And second, there is a blank verse. Blank verse, on the other hand, follows a strict rhythm, but it does not rhyme. It's structured, but without the need of rhymes. It still allows for serious and impactful tone, much like a speedy river that flows naturally, carrying deep meaning. This structure gives a formal and controlled feelings while still allowing the expression of personal emotions. Next there is canto. Canto is a section that provides a break in an epic or long narrative poem, essentially functioning as a chapter in a novel rather than the stanzas found in other forms of poetry. The canto serves as a companion break, allows the reader to navigate through the complex layers of the large work. And next slide will be presented by Razzaq.
So, topography in poetry refers to the visual arrangement and presentation of the text on the page. It goes beyond just the words themselves to consider how the poem looks and how that visual aspect contributes to the meaning and experience of reading the poem. Some key elements of topography is line breaks, where the lines of poem begin and end is determined by the poet, not the typesetter, and is an important part of the poem structure and rhythm. And the next one is spacing and indentation. The amount of space between words, lines, and stanzas, as well as indentation of certain lines, can create visual patterns and emphasis. And the next one, alignment. Poem may use left alignment and right alignment, centered, or just divide text to achieve different effects. And the last one is unconventional typography. Some poets experiment with unusual fonts, shapes, colors, or arrangement to create visual poems that go beyond traditional typography. The example of unconventional typography in poetry is The Mouse Tale by Lewis Carroll. This poem is featured in Alice Adventures in Wonderland and is shaped like a mouse tail, which in hands is playful and whimsical nature. The visual arrangement of the text creates a unique reading experience as the word twist and turn down the page, mimicking the form of a tale. This is not only adds a visual element to the poem, but also reinforces its narrative, making it a classic example of complete poetry. One example of a poem that uses unconventional typography is Shape Poetry by Kurnia. In this poem, the text is arranged into the shape of tower, with words and lines, creating a visual representation of the subject matter. Here is an exception. And the next one is shape, which is going to be written by me also. The shape of poetry is fundamentally determined by the author manuscript. Each line in a poem is a unit of language that contributes to its overall meaning and form. This includes predetermined line breaks and the arrangement of stanzas, which differ significantly from prose, where the line out is more flexible and often dictated by the designer. The physical attributes of poetry, such as margins and the use of capital letters, signal its formal properties and guide the reader's interpretation. The characteristic shape in poetry refers to the physical arrangement of the text, which can significantly influence the poem meaning and emotional impact. This concept is particularly evident in two main of poem: formal verse and shape of poetry. Formal verse. In formal verse, the shape is often structured around specific patterns such as rhyme, seams, and meter. The arrangement of lines, stanza, and the use of rhyme create a visual or an auditory experience that can enhance the poem themes. For instance, the shape of formal poetry can resemble geometric forms such as lines and boxes, which contribute to its overall aesthetic and structural integrity. And the next one is shape poetry. Shape poetry, on the other hand, is defined by its unique visual form. This type of poetry describes an object, person, or concept, and the works are arranged to physically represent that subject. For example, a poem about a tree might be shaped like a tree with lines curving to mimic branches or leaves, or maybe like you see before that Akbar represent wings. That's another example of shape poetry. Shape poems do not necessarily need to rhyme and often incorporate literary devices like alliteration and similes to enhance the expressiveness. The visual aspect of shape poetry allows for playful and creative exploration of language, making the reading experience interactive and engaging. And the next one is linguistic, which is represented by Cahyo.
Okay, let's talk about linguistic. Linguistic element in poetry refers to a various component of language that both used to create a unique and expressive form of literature. The first one is the first example of figurative language is metaphor. Metaphor is describing one thing without using a word like. For example, the world is your stage. This means the world is a place where someone can express themselves as if they are performing on a stage. And the second one is simile. Simile is describing one thing as another using the describing one thing as another using the word like. For example, the boy was as brave as a lion in the jungle, where the boy's bravery is similar to that of a lion, emphasizing his courage. And the next one is personification. Personification is giving human-like qualities to object or concepts. Examples: the wine whispers, where the wine is given the ability to speak like a human. And the last one is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggerated statement that is not meant to be taken literally. For example, I'm so hungry, I could eat a whole elephant. This sentence uses hyperbole to describe an intense hungry. This is another example for in the poem. Like the first one is two roads diverge in a wood. That means the two roads has two different life choice. And the similar, my mom is like a fire. That means the mother compares to a fire, highlighting her warmth and potential intensity. And personification, the sea that bears her bosom to the moon. And the last one is hyperbole. My heart aches and a drowsy numbness pains. That means using exaggeration to emphasize hurt and fatigue. And the next one is syntax and word order. Syntax and word order in poetry often deviate from everyday language. Poets frequently use syntax and unconventional word order to make the language more dynamic and expressive. There are two. The first one, hyperpattern. Inverting the normal order of words in a sentence to create an interesting effect. For example, under the blue sky, the sun sets, where the word order is changed for an interesting effect. And second one is colloquial language. Using informal, everyday language to make the poem more relatable and engaging. For example, today I feel sad, where everyday language is used to make the poem more accessible. And the next one is diction and tone. Diction refers to both choice of words, which can range from formal to informal, and even include jargon. The tone of poems is attitude the poets conveys through their words, which can be serious, like hurted, sad, happy, or any other emotional. Okay, that's all. And the next one is sound or acoustic.
So next I'm going to tell you about the sound and acoustic element of the poetry. So sound and sound device are techniques rather used to make them sound more prominent in piece of writing. It uses device to help the poetry to get the create a feeling of unity on lines or even create a specific atmosphere in the poetry, like making the poetry become lighthearted or even gloomy. So there are several elements in sub-element in the sounds or acoustic element in the poetry that you can use, that you can usually use or you need to see. So the first one is alliteration. So alliteration is when the semi-nasal consonant sound repeat in a series of words or phrase within a line or stanza. Alliteration is a powerful tool in poetry because it helps the creator It creates a musical and melodic effect that capture the reader attention to using strategic use, quotes, and can create evocative imaginary and emphasize themes. So the example of this alliteration is like silly snacks or prey eaters. So it used to have the poetry to make the rhythm. Next is assonance and consonance. So the definition of assonance is involves in repetition of vowel sound within the words or syllables. Unlike alliteration, which focuses on consonant, assonance is placed with musically of vowels. For the example, water falls across the autumn rocks, the green fields gleams in the warm sunbeams, or row more slowly below your golden crow. So the effect of using assonance are they create a subtle harmony and adding the lyrical flag like it's like humming a gentle tune while reading. Next is consonants. So consonants, in the other hand, is a repetition of consonant sound usually at the end of the words. So if the assonance usually placed in the middle of the word, the consonance is used in middle or end of the word. It's like whispering echo lingering in the air. So the effect of using consonants is adding texture and depth to your poetry, and it can be subtle or pronounced depending on the poet intention. Think of it as a soft rustle of leaves or the distant chiming of bells. For the example, water everywhere, or the wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. Next is symphony and cacophony. So cacophony and euphony are opposites. The first one is euphony. So euphony is like a gentle breeze. It pleasing and harmonious to the ear. It occurs when words create a serene and melodious effect. How it works? Euphony often relies on vowel sound. Think of it like words like lovely, murmur, or serene. They evoke calmness and flow smoothly. For the example of euphony is whispering willow by the tranquil streams. Moonlight dance on whispering lake, or softly the leaves rustling the breeze. As for the cacophony, is like the contrast of euphony. It's harsh and discordant and intentionally destructive. It usually using the explosive word that pop when being read, like alphabet B, D, X, Q, C, T, P, K, and G. For the example, oh, dance spout, oh, I say. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. So why do writer use them? So as for the euphony, writer is using the euphony to give a soothing and lyrical effect like a gentle melody to its poetry. As for the cacophony, the writer using to jolt and unsettle or convey chaos. It mirrors emotionally intensive and harsh realities. Next is rhyme. So rhyme is a literary device featured particularly in poetry, in which identical or similar concluding syllables in different words are repeated. Rhyme is principally a function of sound rather than spelling. For example, word rhyme that end with the same vowel sound but have different spelling. Day, pray, way, baguette. This is true for words with same consonant ending as well. Rain, rain, lane. Rhyme is therefore predominantly independent on the way the words look or spelled. The writer used rhythm as a way to create some pattern in order to emphasize certain words and their relationship in an artistic manner. So there are a few types of rhyme. The first one is perfect rhyme. This form features two words that share the exact assonance and same number of syllables. For the example is skylight and twilight, and there is rhymes that or also called half rhyme or imperfect rhyme. Sometimes involve words with similar but not exact assonance or syllabus count, like grieve and believe. Then I rhymes, similar when read but don't actually rhyme when spoken or pronounced, like mood, would, move, and do. Then the next one is masculine rhyme, occurs between the final stress syllabus of two lines, like compare and require. The feminine rhymes, is multi-syllabus where stressed and unstressed syllabus rhyme with each other, like lazy and crazy. Then end rhymes, it's occur between the final words of two consecutive lines or follow a rhyme scheme with stanza. For the example is tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. Then there are nursery tales and rhyme like Mother Goose and the other nursery tales use rhyme as foundation for language acquisition. These playful poems enhance speech literacy skill and listening comprehension for children. From Little Miss Muffet to Jack and Jill, this rhyme spark curiosity and appreciation for language acoustic use. Then to develop writing skill, we can use these strategies like utilizing our IM sim, then exploring the different phonetic forms and exploring different types of forms or rhyme. So in short, so if we want to improve our skill in rhymes, we need to explore as much as possible so that we know it better. The next one, the last one is rhyme and measure. So these are similar but not in identical concept. Rhythm refers to overall tempo or pace at which the poem unfolds, while meter refers to the measured beat established by pattern or stressed and unstressed syllabus. So the first one is meter. Meter refers to pattern stressed or unstressed syllabus that have defined the poem rhythm. Like it uses the basic metrical code, which specific combination of stress like the 1 point, 1 koma gitu, and the unstressed syllabus like smile. And different pattern of metrical beat have different names. So there are 4 patterns of phonetic meter. They are most commonly used or referenced in literature. Yang pertama, the first one, lamb, is a pattern of unstressed syllabus followed by stressed syllabus, such as the word be light. So the light, be light, be-nya itu unstressed, like-nya itu lebih stress. So selanjutnya the next one is crochet. An input of lamb. This pattern is stressed syllabus followed by an unstressed syllabus, such as word highway. Then there is anapes, 3 syllabus pattern to unstressed syllabus followed by stressed syllabus. Within word understand or dactyl. Opposite of the anapes, dactyl meter is pattern of a stressed syllabus followed by 2 unstressed syllabus, such as the word poetry. Next is rhythm. Rhythm refers to pattern of stressed and unstressed syllabus within a line of verse. It, the beat, the tempo, and rhythm of both. Just as music has a rhythm, poetry has its own musically. When you read from below, you're tapping into its inherent rhythm. So how rhythm work? The first one is stressed syllabus. There are syllabus you emphasize when speaking. Imagine writing your hand on the accented beats. Then there are unstressed syllabus. There are the lighter, less emphasized syllabus, the space between the beats. And the type of rhythm, the first one is yang beat. The most common metrical code, it consists 2 syllabus, yang unstressed and followed by stressed one, like believe, and it's the same. So next, why do writers use rhythm and so rhythm are used to add melodic quality to poetry. In the sway dance that draw us in. Empasisnya itu stress syllabus, highlight important words or ideas. They create emphasis and guide our understanding, and it helps making the tone and mood. Different rhythms evoke different feelings. A brisk rhythm feels lively. A slow one feels contemplative. For the example, opening line from the Edna Vincent Malay poems, Feel Sorrow, that using the trochaic meter, like sorrow, like a faceless rain beats upon my heart. The falling rhythm of trochees mirrors the form revealed tone. I think that's all from our group. Do you have any question?
Ini nanyanya nggak apa-apa dicampur kan bahasanya.
English only, no Indonesia.
Yes. Gimana sih suaranya kayak bisa contek ya gimana suara rhythm dan rhyme itu?
Okay, so rhythm. Okay, so as for the example of rhythm, rhythm is focused on the stress word, like believe. So when you say the word believe, the B itself become an unstressed word, like the word become lower voice, then live become the higher stress, like believe. So the first one is become believe. The pattern was like that. Then as for the rhyme, rhyme is a literary device, like it focus not on the sound, but rhythm is focused on the words, like how you using the words, like the perfect rhyme, like using the skylight and twilight. So it help making the melody of the poetry. That have you making the melodic, so like sajak for AD. It helps. It likes focusing on the words. Then rhythm is focusing on the how you say the words. That's it.
Yeah. Sorry. First of all, my name is Cahyo. I'm from class 2023B. Thank you for your answer.
What group are you?
I'm from group 2.
Thank you very much, Firdaus. Any other question? Yes. Sofyan.
Excuse me, my name is Muhammad Zagrano from Group 4. I want to ask a question. What is not likely to be found in poetry?
Can you repeat the question?
What's not likely to be found in poetry?
Okay, Satria, I'll answer from the three chord of the poetry. So from the sound or the acoustic element in poetry, you'll never found the exactly same pattern of word, like how you say the word, because poetry using the emotion of the reader. So poetry usually are intended to get the reader attention, and how they read the poetry are already created by the writer. So that's how the words affect the poetry. You'll never see the monotone dialogue or monotone form of reading.
Okay, thank you for the answer.
Yes. You're welcome. Yes, any question? Yes.
My name is Wisanggeni. I'm from Group 2. So my question is, could it be possible if a poetry didn't use any figurative language?
Oh yeah. May you please repeat the question?
Could it be possible if a poetry didn't use any figurative language?
Okay. Okay, so I'll answer the quickly question. So it usually not possible if you writing a poetry without using a figurative language, because figurative language is like how to make the great poetry is bizarre, or like, because poetry are being read by emotion. So using figurative language will help the reader to get the emotion of the poetry itself. If you're not using the figurative language, you will not get the feeling of poetry itself. You'll not enjoy the poetry, and you won't figure out what is the meaning of it, the poetry itself. Yes. Okay, I think that's all from our group. Thank you very much for your time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.